Hello, everyone. So my presentation here is going to be on the SARC, which is the School Accountability Report Card, which I'm going to cover just in a second here. So it says the SARC. What is it? The School Accountability Report Card, or the SARC, is a report card that every public school is required to prepare and distribute each year to the community and the parents. So it's basically a report of everything that happens in that school for that year, and it keeps them accountable for all the dollars that they spend and all of the things that they're doing. The information that's required on the report. So a lot of the times the schools will prepare like a thing about the mission statement of the school, the goals, all of the accomplishments, because the rest of it's kind of evaluating what they've really done on paper. So the first thing that they require is demographic info, which is kind of just your basics, who's in your school, and it breaks it down by just each different group of students. And then school safety and climate for learning. So these I found interesting because the school safety was more about like the physical structures of the school. It talked about like had there been any gas leaks or cleanliness, any rodents or pest issues at the school. How were all the interior surfaces? What are the bathrooms like? Fire safety. And then it talked about the availability for like textbooks and how the textbooks and the materials were treated, which to me didn't totally fall under school safety, but I guess that's where it falls under there. And then the climate for learning part had more to do with suspensions and expulsions, which I thought was interesting because to me, the climate for learning didn't really, like when I think about a classroom, that's not really what I think about is how many students have been suspended or expelled, but that's also where it fell under in this category here. School completion rates, so that's pretty simple. It's just how many students dropped out or how many graduated. And again, it's just by numbers. It's not any sort of extra information. Academic info. So this one was really interesting for me because I noticed that it was totally based on test scores. It didn't give any extra information about the teachers or the classes provided. It was all just about language arts and math test scores. And then like way down below, it had one section for science. It has teacher and staff information, just kind of basic about, how many teachers are credentialed in this school and, which should be all of them, but some schools have teachers on emergency credentials and things like that. So that's stuff that's all included there. The curriculum and instruction description, so the curriculum used, and then I saw a section that said standards, but I'm not totally sure what fit in there. Post-secondary preparation info. So does the school provide classes for their students that will help prepare them for college? There was a section that asked if it provided classes to help them apply for UC and CSU schools. And then their fiscal and expenditure date. This part, to me, it included all the salaries for everyone that works at the school, and then it included their budget and things that they spent money on. And that's pretty much an overview of everything that was required. And then in order to share this info, so the schools compile this information and then they are required to provide access to this information. If more than 15% of the population speaks a different language, they need to provide this information in that other language. However, it did say that they are only highly encouraged to hand it out to parents and community. So they don't have to send it home to the parents and community, but they are required to at least provide access to it. So they encourage parents to go to the online resources or to apply for it by mail. I think that is all of my information. So this mostly affects, to me, it affects the whole community, not just parents or teachers, because it's really just information about the school. So it's what can parents and teachers do to keep improving their school. And that's all I have for you today.